You know, we were talking earlier about combat in Elder Scrolls games, and I think it actually does. Each one does kind of do a different thing that. Where it's like in Arena, combat is always like about the same difficulty, and is always very simple. Like you click and you drag your cursor left and right to swing your weapon or whatever.
Janessa, are you getting attacked? What the?
Oh. It's like combat wasn't really a question of skill so much as just like making sure you were leveling your character well enough and managing your resources well enough. That's really what it was about. Like it was like Oregon Trail, where it's just generating you. Daggerfall, you know, like they do a little more with their combat because you're a little more maneuverable, but like the last 3 games, it very much is an issue of when does the player feel powerful. Morrowind makes you feel weak until you're mighty. Oblivion is always sucks. You always suck. You're always just like pushing yourself up against enemies that you really can't decisively deal with. Skyrim is like you're always a badass, and I think which one you prefer, well, I mean, if you prefer Oblivion, I actually really don't know why.
I would prefer a Morrowind where the curve is not quite as severe.
That's also fair.
Yeah, Morrowind, like but maybe that first...
Yeah,
that first little getting started is a bit unfun.
That's absolutely true. Like it's really no fun to get started in Morrowind. Like before I ever played that game, my uncle was talking about it and he's like, yeah, so I started Morrowind, played it for a little while, like for 5 minutes, got killed by a rat. I was like, you got killed by a rat? Yeah, you just get killed by a rat. That's just literally what happens. Like, you fight a rat, and it's not a short fight. It's long enough for you to realize that you never had a chance.
Yes, it's a protracted fight against a superior opponent who is a rat.
God
it's
damn
like
it.
The rat is slowly killing you while you are slowly doing jack shit to
God damn it!
Sort of like this lockpick is doing to Josh.
Son of a bitch! I hate master pick locks. Got it.
Pick lock.
Like 25 lock picks.
Okay, new game. Whenever Josh starts lockpicking, write down how many lockpicks you think he's going to use, and if you get it exactly right, you win. You win the game.
Sorry, that was also a Dark Souls 2 reference.
Shut up, Josh.
So there's... Okay, I'm going to explain the joke because I'm not sure very many people will get it, and I'm a lame person like that. So there's a bunch of, like, you know, skeletons and, like, environmental, like, stuff like that to give you, like, oh, people were here and they died. And there's the whole message system that you can do in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls where you leave messages and people see them. And one of the sort of mimetic mutations that's happened is people will leave messages next to these skeletons that say, don't give up, comma, skeleton. Because that's the way the thing works. Is there's you got your proven noun system, and they just really funny just be walking around like, oh shit, no, oh god damn it.
Bricks become ethereal.
Oh.
7 out of 10.
That was beautiful.
Shit, we're here again.
The Russian judges are impressed.
I think we need. Okay, this is our 3rd or 4th time fighting this robot. Let's do a time skip.
Yeah, fast forward. Oh shit! Power attack.
We don't need the things in this stuff. It's not worth it.
Yes, we do. This is important.
No.
I hate this.
Shit.
I hate everything. I hate this season. I hate this game. Why have I played 1,000 hours of this game? I clearly hate it. I used to love this. This is what our show does. It makes you hate a game that you loved. Our show is horrible and nobody should ever watch it.
Alright. Back in. Time travel is over. Let's fight the Falmers again.
Can I just say it's
Ow.
really good that you checked that lady, Josh? Because maybe I thought you never know if she's gonna spot like
Bye.
the keys to a BMW between now and the last time you've been through this area.
Janessa, where are you? Come on.
Ah, yes, the Falmer. The fowl of the sea.
Alright. Well, you're capping some souls.
Palmer, I hardly knew Mer.
Oh, God.
Boo! Boo!
No, I don't think.
I hate you
I'm
so
going to call a
much. You're
foul
the
on
worst
that. I
kind of
don't think that
person.
worked.
Are you gonna call a Falmer on
Linguistically.
it?
God damn it!
No, see, that's a fallacious argument.
Oh,
I hate you. I hate you all so much. I'm gonna just repeatedly do lockpicks over and over again.
Oh no, we might even notice.
Do you know what I really love about Skyrim? Nothing. Nothing at all.
We're probably gonna skip over that part, but we were sort of getting to this point where, like, Seamus has played 1,000 hours of this game.
No, that's totally sticking into the. That is 100% canon. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Okay, you can
yeah,
just run
it's-
on space.
we are getting to that point where, yeah, I loved this game and I played it so much I forgot who I was and what the world outside looked like and what day it was. And now I come in here and I watch. You know what it is? It's not that. It's not our show. It's Josh. Josh makes
Damn
me
it.
hate video games, and he wants to
He's
play
finally
Dark
figured it out.
Souls with me.
Yeah, it'll be great. Okay. What
Maybe
happens
it'll
is
reverse.
you obviously store your hate of video games, your hate and like thing. It's one variable. It's an int, and it's probably unsigned. Actually, no, it's got to be signed because you got negative. So but what's gonna happen is shit. God damn it.
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna fall to my death again.
That will probably happen in Dark Souls, but what's going to happen is I'm going to play it with you, and I'll make you hate it so much that the integer will roll around and become positive, and you'll love it.
So
Is this
maybe
really
if
the last
you make,
place we see?
yeah, maybe since Josh makes me hate games I love, maybe he'll make me love games that I hate.
Yeah. See, we should do The Witcher as a season. You'll love it.
Oh, you're
That's
asking
some really
too much
wishful
now.
thinking. Yeah, Josh.
Oh, how many
you
times
tried
have we
playing,
looted
like-
that container?
Just once, twice now. Come on, Janasa. I keep
Edge of
calling her
Tomorrow in
Janessa, but her
theaters
name is
now.
actually Janasa.
Live? Question mark. Die. Repeat. Oh my goodness, repeat.
Repeat, 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 repeat. Both in this movie and in this game.
Let's see.
Honestly, I swear to God,
here we
parts of that movie are not unlike watching a spoiler warning episode where, like, there are lots of comedic, like, and this time he just dies, cause not because it forwards the plot, but just because, like, he screwed up this time and we have to see it. And that's exactly like what this episode of spoiler warning is.
Janasa.
If we can talk about Skyrim,
There we go.
I do kind
I'm
of
only
talk
talking
about what?
talking
Great
about the
deal
movie.
to talk about.
I do kind of think that Falmer are sort of illustrate. Fuck. I wanted to say some nice things about Skyrim this week because it's been a really bad week, and I kind of wanted to turn around by not being a negative man. So let me start by saying something positive about the game. This area looks pretty cool.
Ow! Hey.
Like it's actually really nice that they sort of broke out of you know, what could have easily become like a nasty pattern of repeating the same sort of snowy caves and barrows, and like that they decided to create assets for something kind of new and interesting. And I appreciate these areas. I do kind of think that the Falmer show Bethesda's general weakness at creating like unique enemies, though, because you know the Falmer have all these cool hooks going for them. You know, all sorts of lore stuff, like they're blind, you know, but ultimately they fight exactly like every other just kind of swarming enemy in this and any other Elder
That
Scrolls
is
game.
true, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're just...
Even
they-
their blindness isn't that much of a thing. I mean, they still see you. You know, even
Well,
if you're...
actually, I have muffle on, so we'll see about that. He's not detected me yet.
Huh.
Oh, god damn it. I missed. Now they see me.
Alright,
Because I had to make a
guess their
stupid
blindness does
scream
work.
about, oh, I did fucking...
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
here
like-
swinging a sword at nothing.
These guys don't really come across as like warlocks. They're just like creepy and weird. They're just kind of like sprinkled along the corridor at intervals, and you just get into straight fights with them, and then you keep going.
A bandit cave by any other name.
It's that sort of it, yeah. And it'd be nice if there's like if they had the ability to like make areas where you felt more hunted.
Or even just where the Falmer had a society going on, not a Ravengy cave or a camp where you're invading and they immediately kill you, but like, I mean, because the Falmer are supposed to be descended from snow elves, right? Like, they used to be smart and able
And
to
for
speak.
reasons that are inexplicable, aside from that the Dwemer were apparently like super evil, the Dwemer decided to tell them all to fucking... What the fuck? How did I not get a hit on him? Anyway, they were getting attacked by Nords, and they went to the Dwemer for help, and the Dwemer were like, okay, but you have to drink this poison and get totally blind and go insane. And
Dwemer
there
is so wacky.
yeah.
Hey, Bill, you seen Luke lately? Well, I mean, not seen, but you know what I mean. No, I don't see Luke very often. He sort of stands in an area at the beginning of the complex and paces around, and I kind of
You okay,
pace
Janasa?
around right here.
I want to see how the like politics of that decision worked. By the way, like, well, we've got some help for our efforts, but every one of us needs to drink poison and become blind, insane monsters. So if you line up over here, this is where we're distributing the poison, and
Yeah, and
nobody
apparently
like
there were
objected.
apparently the Falmer who said like no, the other Falmer just murdered them. So
Okay.
yeah,
How did they find them?
They're about to get the poison line, and they're like, wait, no. We have to drink it at the same time, or else someone's gonna go crazy and attack the others. And everyone's like, oh yeah, good point.
did I? There we go.
So nobody drink till everybody's got some, okay? Okay.
Hey, what is...
Wow,
Was
when you
that the
say it
first
like
time
this,
Janasa
this sounds
stuck up for
really
us?
stupid.
It is super stupid. This is you must not have played very much of Dawnguard, because this is like the second half of Dawnguard. Is
Oh.
hey, fight like 50 fucking Falmer for 3 hours to learn the secret of the Falmer and run into the one and only snow elf that is still alive, and not
That-
a Falmer.
That whole thing, all of Dawnguard got on my nerves and was stupid, but we're not doing Dawnguard, and I don't want to bitch about it here.
See, like, the trend with Bethesda in the Skyrim era, and this is a really strong trend, is to have plot lines that make sense until you think about them for 5 seconds, and lore that doesn't make any sense until you do your research. Because, like, with the lore, they patch all the holes, and, like, they explain everything, and there's, like, usually, for any, like, esoteric complaint, there's, like, there's an explanation that's satisfactory that's hidden somewhere, even if it's just, like, on a developer's blog. But, like,
Yeah.
it comes off as really weird and kind of hackneyed and, like, a little bit desultory in a
And
way that, like,
it
applies.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, it kind of is, you know? they're really capable of presenting like a complex, interesting lore in a way where you get all the information you need for it to feel right without poking around.
So get
too
in
much.
here.
I mean, they did that. You know, they did that in Oblivion even. Like they did that like where Oblivion explains all the terms of what's going on within the storyline. You know, they did
What's
that
interesting
in
about
Morrowind.
Oblivion is that, like, Oblivion's actually, and I know this is kind of a joke at this point, but one of the things Oblivion does better than this game is that the backstory it has to explain is sort of the entire cosmos of Tamriel, and it does that really well because it has to explain what Oblivion is, how it's kind of not really hell, but hell adjacent, and how it's sort of the domain of all of the, you know, fallen Daedric lords. All of Skyrim mostly is sort of politics. There's a little bit of the dragon stuff, but that's exposited at length by the Greybeards. Aside from that, it's all politics, and it doesn't do as good of a job of explaining what's going on politically in the area, as well as Oblivion explained the sort of cosmic significance of the Oblivion Gates. At least in my opinion. Maybe you guys think that it does a better job, but
Yeah.
I thought, like,
And, like-
I got a picture of the way Daedric, you know, the Daedric princes controlled their individual realms in a way that I don't understand why the not the Falmer, but the Thalmor, the stupid high elves, what they're doing. Like, it doesn't explain that as well as it explained the Oblivion explained Daedric princes.
Yeah, there's kind of one thing it glosses over a little bit that it might have mentioned, which is relevant in like the grand scheme of things, which is that like technically like that's only one type of Oblivion. Like that's only like the main antagonist's Oblivion plane. Like it's not all like lava and shit.
Oh, we're finally down
To be
here.
fair, that's a pretty academic detail in a game which is about that plane invading everything.
Anyway, so the basic story of what happened here, if you guys were wondering why the hell the expedition was killed and everything, so they went to explore these Dwemer ruins, and like all Dwemer ruins, they have Falmer living in them because reasons. And the Falmer were using the Dwemer ruins to, I guess, like kidnap humans and eat them? I'm not sure. It's not really interesting and pretty irrelevant.
Did Falmer take up residence in Dwemer ruins in Oblivion or Morrowind?
There weren't any in Oblivion that I remember, were there?
There
No,
weren't really any.
there were not.
It's just weird that Falmer would show up now in Skyrim and not previously.
Well, they apparently lived in Skyrim.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. They are, you know, snow elves, but...
Somebody's fire alarm just go off?
Yeah, are you getting attacked by beeping? What am I doing back here? Why is this even back here? What the...
I've just cheerfully not paid any attention to what's going on the screen for like 10
You think they'd
minutes.
hide something back there, and then they
This is
didn't.
the beginning of the end, you guys.
You okay, Janasa? Alright, cool.
It kind of literally
doing
is,
great.
though. Once we get this stupid Elder Scroll, it is kind of the beginning of the end of the game. We are almost to the end game, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
Our
comes much
long
quicker than
national
you think.
nightmare is almost over.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and we're not even halfway through this area.
And it's weird, this area following on the heels of what we did before. You remember last week was basically wall-to-wall exposition, just people talking
Yeah.
and talking. And now they give you this super extended dungeon crawl, and I'm sure that's why. I'm sure it's like,
Yeah,
okay, the player's been talked to for like an hour and a half, now let's give them a super long dungeon.
And honestly, as cool as this area is, I think it probably does wear out its welcome a little bit.
Oh man, Charis eggs.
I really loved I loved Falmer dungeons less than others, but I just generally enjoyed dungeons. But any dungeon where I'm like at carrying capacity, and I'm like, 1/10 of the way done with the dungeon, really starts to bug me.
You start to get kind of anxious, don't you?
Yeah. You get anxious, you're like, I need a town portal here or something.
Oh my god, this game would be so fucking good for that down portal.
Just any kind of fast travel that works inside would be fine.
Maybe
Park
only
and
from
recall,
certain,
but-
only, if you use the, Diablo system of, waypoints. Oh, here, I found a waypoint, now I can fast travel somewhere. So you can't just pick up and move from the middle of a long dungeon, but, halfway through they give you a breather where you can go back out.
I
That might
love
be
the idea
nice.
of opening a town portal to the nearest town automatically, and it opens a portal to the nearest town, irregardless of whether you have
Irregardless.
regardless of
Irregardless?
whether. Shut up. Regardless of whether you have an outstanding bounty there, so you open the portal and suddenly all the guards snap to your attention and go, "It's that guy! He owes us $50," and guards storm in and start trying to attack you.
I sort of commented on the fact that, in Divine Intervention in Morrowind, it's like a spell that takes you to the nearest temple. And in practice, you have to imagine that it's A, mostly used by adventurers, and B, mostly used in situations of dire catastrophe. So, here we've got, a temple, well, we've got, a fort, but, we've got this peaceful courtyard, full of soldiers just trying to do their job, get through their routine, and just every so often they have to deal with a guy appears in the middle of the courtyard, naked and on fire, and screaming with slaughterfish clamped to his ass.